Hi, this is Karen from FootJoy Reflexology. Don't have my trusty camera woman here with me today. She's out playing football with her dad on a beautiful fall day in New England. So I am going to attempt to do this recording by myself, this little tutorial. And what I have here in front of me is a diagram of right and left foot. And this is from the Heel Center, which is the place where I received my first foot reflexology training in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm going to focus in here on the big toes to show you a couple of the reflex points in the big toe. Now, this is not all the reflex points in the toes and the feet or whatever it may be. I just wanted to focus in on one in particular, and that's the pineal gland, which is in this chart shown on the inside of your big toes. And I want to recognize that there are many different maps out there for reflexology, and much research that has gone into determining reflex areas and what is most beneficial. So depending on what map you're looking at, the pineal gland could be located elsewhere. But I really like the technique that I use to reflex this particular area. And I share this with my clients who are having trouble either falling asleep or they're waking up in the middle of the night and they're finding that they're restless or their mind's running and they can't go back to sleep. The reason you want to stimulate the pineal gland is because it is believed to be responsible for the production of melatonin, which is the sleep hormone. And some people take melatonin pills to help them sleep. That might sound familiar to you. So what I want to do is show you on my feet how I would stimulate that pineal gland. So you could, if you're doing this yourself, you could cross, and you're lying in bed, you can cross your foot over your knee in like a 90-degree position. And then I think it's nice, it's not necessary, but I think it's nice to start by walking across the base of the big toe, which is just relaxing in itself. And it doesn't really matter if you're using the reflexology technique, which is like an in and out pressure, or if you're just rubbing, it's fine. Ultimately, where we're trying to get to is the spot for that pineal gland. So then I'm walking up the inside of the toe, and this might surprise you how tender it is. For me, I know it is tender. And then I'm going to get to a point where the bone at the bottom part of my big toe connects with the distal bone of the big toe at the top. And I'm going to feel that joint area, and then I'm going to walk a little bit higher, and I'm going to feel how there's this indent in the toe. I like to call it like a divot, but I can feel a defined indent, and that's where I'm going to stop my thumb, and then I'm going to rotate. And it doesn't matter if you rotate clockwise or counterclockwise, you're going to go both ways. So in my practice, I generally do things like 3 times. So if I were doing this to myself for the purposes of sleep, I might rotate to counterclockwise 3 times and clockwise 3 times, and then switch to the other foot. But honestly, if it feels good to you, you're not going to do any harm to yourself by rotating more than that or repeating both sides multiple times. I'm not applying too much pressure. I'm not trying to hurt myself or anything like that, but it's firm. It's a firm pressure. And but you can be as gentle as you want in doing this technique. The response should still be the same. If someone is working on you, if you have the benefit of having someone who you could put your feet up on and they do this for you, they might find it easier to do the walking across the back of the toe and then pull your toes apart and walk up the inside of the toe till they feel that spot again. And again, it doesn't matter if it's with your thumb or your forefinger that you're doing the circling, whatever is more comfortable for you. The other way you can get to that spot is if you want to start at the top of your toe and move to that area as well. And then, of course, I would do the other toe. So again, if I'm doing this to myself, I'm walking across the base of the toe and then up until I find that divot, and I'm rotating both ways a few times. And like I said, the worst thing that can happen is you give yourself a nice toe massage, and but the best benefit would be that you are creating some relaxation response in your body and potentially communicating with that pineal gland and helping with the release of melatonin to help you fall asleep or get back to sleep if you've woken up in the middle of the night. I believe in having as many tools as possible in the toolbox when you have sleepless nights. So hopefully this helps. Thanks so much.